Okay, what do socks and budgeting have in common? Well, more than you might think. Al Riddick, president of Game Time Budgeting, is here with a personal finance lesson that began with his own sock drawer and then turned into a smart way to rethink how we manage our money. Good morning, Al. I cannot wait to see how you tie all this together. Okay, so you recently had a surprising financial insight that started with socks. Tell us what happened.
So I wake up one morning and I just could not stop thinking about the number of socks I own that never get worn, right? So then I was like, you just gotta go know the number, Al. So I actually counted the number of socks in my sock drawer. Can you believe I own 118 pairs of socks? Yes. But then it kind of hit me, you know, I had so many things that I was not using. And that's, or using correctly, I should say. And that's exactly how we sometimes treat our money. So in this instance, that sock situation became a metaphor for improving my level of financial awareness.
Okay, that's what I was wondering. How in the world do socks relate to money? But let's tie this in here.
Exactly. So first of all, it's easy for us to not exactly know what we have, right? Just like when it came to the number of socks, I didn't know I had 118. If you had bet me money, I would have said maybe like 25, right? And then secondly, socks need to have a matching partner, just like our money needs to be given a purpose. Does that make sense?
I'm getting you. I'm getting it.
Exactly. And then last but not least, we typically buy things that we never use. Now, do I really need 118 pairs of socks? Of course not, right?
You don't even wear them anymore.
Definitely. But sometimes when we're in the store or we're perusing online, we see those things that we just gotta have. They come in the box gets open, and then we sometimes never actually use the product. So when you tie all of that up in a little box and put a bow on it, remember this, Michelle. Socks with holes are very uncomfortable, but holes in our financial habits can be very expensive.
Oh.
You got that?
So is that what you say the biggest financial lesson from this?
So the biggest financial lesson for me is this: if you don't pay attention, you can waste resources, right? I had no idea that I was just accumulating socks, you know, way above and beyond what I needed. But when it comes to money, you can actually waste it in the sense that you're buying things you don't need, or you're spending a little bit too much money, swiping that card or tapping that cell phone, right? We aren't tracking what we need. But the cool part is you actually have the power to adjust your behaviors with money. And the next thing you know, if you start making small incremental changes in your relationship with money, you might just increase your amount of saving. You might be able to reduce that debt. And to take it to another level, maybe you could prepare even more for those retirement years that everybody seems so enamored with these days.
Right. It's all about kind of paying attention to what you're doing. So what are some of the practical lessons that we can gain from the sock story?
So one of the practical lessons is this: inventory your money, right? Know what's going in, know what's coming in, know what's going out. And then we often hear this little phrase called wealth, right? We want to know how much wealth we have, just to keep that simple. That's nothing more than total assets minus total liabilities, and you get a number, right? Secondly, you want to match your dollars with your goals so that you can make sure your money just doesn't wander off to like never land, so to speak, right?
Yes.
Third, toss out those old financial habits that do not serve you well. And last but not least, keep the good habits in high rotation, right? You know, sometimes you might have like your favorite song and just want to put it on repeat. We need to do that same thing with our financial habits. If it's a good habit, do it more. So that might relate to saving more money, decreasing more debt, or just tracking what is going on with your money to make sure that your money behaves.
If it works, keep doing it, right?
Exactly.
So what is the one sort of bottom line practical lesson that you want everybody to take?
So the bottom line lesson is this: your sock drawer, if it's a little disorganized, it can become organized, right? Just like with your money, if your habits are a little bit disorganized, you have the power to create new habits with your money each and every day that you wake up. But it's not going to happen by accident. You have to be very intentional to make sure that your sock drawer is organized, just like your money is organized.
That is such great advice. And if people want to learn more about Game Time Budgeting, where can they go?
So they can go to GameTimeBudgeting.com or call the office at 513-813-3275.
And this might be a good time to do it as we go into the new year, fresh, get our finances together, get organized. And we'll all be happier.
Exactly.
I guess.
So why not have a new financial you in the new year, right?
Oh, I like that. I like that. Al, thanks so much. We appreciate you being here.
Thank you.
Absolutely.